All right, y'all. So I'm sorry. I was gonna tell somebody that never mind. Um Listen. Today is the 4th of March. A lot of the times when we have these portals and stuff, as I was telling you guys, it doesn't surprise me that first of all, let me just start off by saying this. You know, the entire spiritual community is under attack. Like the tarot community is literally under attack, which I think it's ridiculous. I personally think it's totally ridiculous for any group of people to decide to lodge a cyber attack against people. I believe that it is overzealous people of the church. I do. Because the online spiritual community has been under attack, including me, for years now. Okay. And I think that all of this drama, all of this crud, has just been like a distraction so that you can be subjugated to these rituals and things of that nature. Um, so I have protection. Okay. I have some really strong protection. So whatever it is, attacks that they have lodged, I don't know why I personally feel, y'all know when I talk about frauds, what I'm talking about is people that have infiltrated the spiritual community. Now, I was just here a few hours ago, and when I got done with that live, I dozed off and went to sleep. I was awakened by getting phone calls by the police. And I had to speak to an officer about this person that has been a part of those attacks, regardless to what you agree with and don't agree with. You have no right to be targeting people on the internet. These people just really do not realize that I am a practicing witch and healer under the guidance of shamanism, is the reality of it. And nobody has the right to attack somebody for their spiritual beliefs. And especially when you're being a hypocrite and you're doing rituals on people. Last night, there was a ritual that was being done on me that totally failed. I don't understand why these people have waged a war against witches, basically, which is so stupid because it's unjust. It's very unjust. And it's not even based on anything righteous. So, yesterday was March the 3rd, which meant that there was a lot of spiritual opportunity. And for me, what I've been doing is I've been sitting here working with Santa Muerta uh, and a couple of my other guides because they are constantly on the attack. And a lot of these attacks, yeah, they can mess with your life, and they are constantly. Now, the people that are attacking me are binded. My protection binds them. I have been sworn to secrecy to not reveal my protection, and I'm not. I cannot reveal the protection to you unless you pay for it. And then you have to wait a year. If you pay for it up front, you have to wait 3 to 6 months. They're not allowing this to get into the wrong hands. Okay. So we are still doing the ritual this week. These people cannot stop that. I don't know what and why the obsession to try to stop our healing practices. It kind of reminds me, I mean, I do practice just like indigenous people. I do burn my herbs out in nature and I do commune with nature a lot. And it was just up in the 1980s where indigenous practices were even allowed. And though that is Native American ritual burning, um, and if you guys want to look that up, you can find it on YouTube. Okay. And smudging. And the shamans, when we do that, we're doing something so deep. There are bad shamans out there, just FYI. I'm not one of them. Okay. And the bad shamans, to me, they are not aware of what the ancestors actually want. Okay. They're not. And so, um, yesterday was a highly spiritual day. And the cyber attacks is just a distraction. To me, that's all there are. That's all they are. If there's some kind of group of people doing rituals, lighting candles behind it, it ain't gonna touch me. And it ain't gonna touch my family. And that's the reality of it. So you may want to, people that are in the group are going to automatically be added to my protection. All of my clients are added to my protection. They can't get past that protection. They can't get past it. And the binding that I've put on people that are so problematic, to where every single day they are on the attack, trying to subjugate people, doing all kinds of things, going back and forth. It's going to intensify. The binding is going to intensify, and it's not going to stop. They are just going to be binded. You don't play around with these spirits, because spirits have to rest. Whenever you become a nuisance to a spirit, that's when they turn on you. Every single day, attacking people, every single day, trying to conjure up these spirits. They don't want to move for these people no more, because that's what spirits do. Spirits do rest. And then also is going to completely throw off the balance, because spirits, regardless of what people believe in, now I'm not saying that my beliefs are 1,000,000% correct and true, but I believe in reincarnation. And there are some people whose spirits are being called upon, and those people have already been reincarnated. So why are, so anybody that was doing work on me, any kind of work, whether or not it's necromancy, I don't care if it's necromancy, separation work, death magic, whatever it is that you think that you're doing, it is going to backfire on those people. That protection that I have is not playing. Okay. It's not. And I don't understand why they thought that using the internet was a part of their master plan. All it did was expose what they were doing for years. And I just think it's ridiculous that people can't just be mature. So at this point, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your expertise was. I don't care who your family bloodline is. It does not matter. You are binded. And obviously not working with a full deck if you are like participating in the raping of an indigenous woman. Only a criminal or a troll is going to be down for you when you're doing stuff like that. So I'm talking to the innocent, good people. I'm not talking to the trolls that you become acclimated with. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about the corrupt people that are obviously in the sex trafficking business or, all of that corrupt stuff. I don't have nothing to do with that. What I have to do with is authentic work, that of which these people are no longer allowed to do. Anybody on here, all of them, it doesn't matter what you think your position is, it doesn't matter who you think you are binded from doing any harm to me and my family. And that's all of us. We shouldn't have to be bothered with this crud. We don't know what these people's problem is, how they done lost their way. I don't know if it's alcoholism, drugs, or whatever. I have no idea what you people's problem is. All I know is that I am going home. And I'm not going to say when because it's nobody's business what my plans are, but I'll be home soon with my pregnant daughter who is giving birth to my first grandson. That's what I do know. I don't care who you are. Any enemy or adversary that is trying to do harm to me has to get back their curses, meaning that you have to get back your karma, meaning and you are binded. It does not matter. It does not matter. You cannot move towards me like that. Okay? You cannot do that. And by the way, I'm not doing this anymore with you. I know exactly who that foolish dreamer is. And you tried to do work on my daughters in 2020, and you can see how you have been separated from your kids for years and stuck in a horrible relationship. I know exactly who you are, hon. And you do foolish things. Don't come back in my chat room. Y'all ran around here with that narrative for the longest, and you did more harm than good. That's all y'all do. That's the story of y'all life, is that y'all do more harm than good. You don't listen to people. You freak out. Years ago when I first moved to Georgia, it was the plan was to send for my daughters, and I did. And when I did send for them, y'all didn't do nothing but sit back and attack us. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't light a candle. You can't hold a candle. You can't do nothing. You're done with the magic. So you need to get out of the spiritual community. I'm not telling you to get off YouTube. You're going to stop practicing. Period. Because it's all going to backfire on you anyway. Y'all should have never been in the spiritual community at all. Y'all brought so much negativity into the spiritual community. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, and nobody's laughing. So you need to stay out of here with that. I ain't never abandoned my children. Y'all been saying that for years because y'all are not authentic spiritualists that are here to help the community. Y'all are here to try to serve your sick fantasies of trying to dominate people, of trying to control people. That's what you are. If you were an authentic spiritualist, you would have saw what was in spirit. There was a very good reason why my daughters were not here to begin with, and I will not reveal that. That's none of your business. But there was a very serious spiritual reason as to why, when I came to Georgia, my daughters were not with me when I first came down here. And it's none of your business. See, when you learn how to mind the business that pays you, you'll do better at life. Won't you? If you had any kind of spiritual eyes, you would know exactly why I decided to leave my children with my mother and to send for them when I got settled. No, what you all did was harassed and stalked me, and then now you want to try to convince somebody that you're real because you turned a man against me that was already against me. This is what you did. This is what we see you doing, hon. Hey, Jan, this is what we see you doing. We see you acting and playing things out. However, the problem is that what you've done is you've come to this website and you've lied so much and you've perpetrated a fraud. And when your lies don't work, you come back for vengeance. You actually, in front of everybody, got somebody because all of you were in competition with me. Since when would all of you need to attack me at the same time? Since when? For what? Who does that? You come on here all the time thinking that you're going to get somewhere with the spiritual community and nobody is dealing with you. I already said that. You do not have permission to touch anybody anymore. That's a fact. And yes, I can bind if I need to do a binding on millions of people, I can do that, obviously. Come on now. Surely your idea of the craft is not limited to where you think that I can only bind one person. That's y'all. And you can't bind me. You don't have the authority or the power. Again, I don't even know you people. Why are you people on the internet harassing me? Because you're very corrupt and you have mental illnesses. Everybody has watched y'all stalk people's family. Everybody has watched y'all contact people's family. My daughter's, the father of her child was contacted by people in your group. Why would you be contacting the father of my daughter's child? It doesn't matter if you agree or if you are some kind of ignorant person that believes in murdering babies. Yeah, I was not, my daughter was young when she got pregnant. Yes, you think that I would ever take her to an abortion clinic? Just because you people have an opinion and you all up in people's business all the time. You don't know how to leave people alone. You're not a group, you're not a coven, you're not spiritualists, you're not witches, you're just stalkers. That's a fact. And all of your negative energy has been contained and binded. Now what? And all you can do is come in here under a troll account, typing in all caps. Since when did it have to be a part of what y'all were doing? Y'all could have just parted ways with me years ago. Now, for years, you people have created all of this negative karma for yourself because every time I say anything, you trying to go behind me and change it. And you're not. Just like we saw you trying to attack my man, my significant other. We saw that. You cannot follow somebody around and see, the thing of it is that this is what I'm talking about when you do empty things. And then also the spirit don't like the fact that you wasting resources on this earth with this crap. Is it, your minds apparently have not been strong enough for you to walk away. You think in any day of the week, because somebody had told me how y'all thought that y'all murdered. Y'all actually, I can't even fathom so much stupidity in my life when y'all claim that y'all murdered Donna Martinez with magic. I said, how'd you do that? Oh, we just sent her a bunch of negative energy. You people sit back and you try to do harm to people. What was the reason? Was she some kind of threat to you? Everybody's a threat to you. You just like a rabid dog or something. So surely you knew that after a while nobody would take you seriously in the spiritual community. Surely you knew that. You think that everybody that has witnessed this cannot see what you're doing? The moment that you decided to become a part of a group of people that are dropping revenge porn, who do you think you are? You think you can just do whatever you want to do? No, you can't. And nobody respects you. And then, especially after Tiffany got killed like that, y'all through after that. It's over. Y'all have skated on, y'all have skated and skated and skated. And we all know, I mean, we all know the story behind Tiffany. We all know what she was going through when she was alive. We all know that. The point is that here's the thing, everybody knows that she is gone off of this earth because of y'all. And it's not y'all magic that did it, it's circumstantial. Y'all led her to those circumstances. And then I also believe that y'all probably, she didn't really realize that she wasn't protected. You can't go around using somebody's name for years. You went around for years telling a lie on me using her image and her name. And I warned her about that. So, yes, I do believe that that contributed to it. Yes, I do. Added with the things that she was involved with that I am not going to mention at all because it ain't my place. Because I've spoken to people that know her very well and we're not even going to go there. However, people are not messing with y'all. Why are y'all still out here trying to do that? Y'all was doing dirty stuff, promising people that y'all could protect them while y'all do that dirty stuff. And you see that girl she's gone. Then about a month ago, y'all know y'all karma is coming for y'all, and y'all tried to send bad karma to me and my family. I didn't tell Tip Tap to get involved with you people. She's the one that decided to get involved with you people. I warned people about y'all. Because karma and witchcraft are two different things. Karma is just karma. So that's why I refuse to let y'all use my name or image in anything. Don't involve me in none of that. Y'all are the ones that are adults that can't, that literally don't know how to behave on the internet. You get a little bit of attention and it goes to your head. Not to mention the fact of the people that came to y'all mistakenly that are now afraid. They are afraid and under attack. That's what y'all do to people. Y'all don't help people at all. Everybody that comes to you, you think that they're trying to attack you. One of y'all even said that when you take on a client's case, you can get sick. Nobody ever thought that you were genuine. I've been practicing for years and ain't never got sick and never will. And I've been doing healings on people. You're not going to be allowed to affect anybody else anymore with your negativity. The fact that you have been doing what you've been doing is just it's incomprehensible to think about how sick and twisted it is what y'all been up to and the things that you've been participating in. It's incomprehensible. And you already know it. You did a live a couple of days ago. You're trying to get people to come to you. Nobody's going to come to you for anything. I already told you that. Because everybody that you touch ends up getting hurt. And that's a fact. I don't care if you got, I don't care what kind of ancestors you got. And then you keep coming to me as if it's my fault, but I binded you from hurting me and my family. I have a grandchild on the way. You're the one that don't know how to walk away. We done had many new moons. We done had many, many months, many years for you to make the decision to walk away. And for some reason, you just cannot do it. First of all, you're not supposed to be mixing witchcraft with the Bible. That's pretty much a no-brainer. That's pretty much chaos. And that's why y'all always in a chaos. You're not supposed to do that. Some of y'all literally will come on here and you'll say praise Jesus and you're invoking Psalms protection, but then you'll go and say you're going to work with the planets. That's blasphemy. And it's your problem, not mine. That's why y'all are always in a chaos. If you're not supposed to be a Christian talking about Pluto and Mercury retrograde and the sun gods, that religion completely forbids that. So you're invoking the gods, but then you're calling to this God of the Bible who is bringing nothing but chaos into you because you're not supposed to be doing that. What do? Instead of figuring this out, you come to the internet and try to harass and defile Jamila as if I made the rules. I didn't make the rules. I didn't write the Bible unless you really don't believe in it because I'm a believer. I don't conform with it, but I believe it. And I believe that when you start to call into those spirits, they come in through that south gate. Those spirits ain't going to do nothing but disturb you and whatever clients that you're helping. And they are already adversarial towards you because you're not supposed to be doing it. You're literally trying to like make jars and voodoo dolls and stuff and all that. And I think that you got set up. I do. I know that there's people that practice hoodoo and they use the Bible, and I don't advise that. Would I ever go to those people and be adversarial towards them? No. Does that make me automatically an adversary? No, it doesn't. I'm just saying what makes common sense, right? Okay, it makes common sense. Obviously, if witchcraft is forbidden by that particular deity, which is who, y'all just gonna make it up and make it what it is. But obviously, y'all are creating that for y'allself, and then y'all coming to Jamila. What does Jamila have to do with it? I don't use the Bible in my workings at all. In fact, I work with Hecate. I don't use the Bible at all. At all. I don't practice hoodoo at all, even though some of my work looks like hoodoo. But hoodoo practitioners don't own mason jars. Witches have been using jars and bottles since the beginning. So you're bringing that on yourself. And then also you're attacking people that don't want to be bothered with you. Why are you attacking me? That's going to mess you up out the gates. You're not going to get away with attacking me or my loved ones or my clients. Y'all have actually went so nuts that y'all tried to attack my clients. Then you found yourself in a spiritual war not just with these spirits, but with yourself. And you sitting up here setting people up. You're not doing the right thing. You're not. That's why you're always arguing in social media with me and you're sending Mike, which I don't understand what that's going to do for you. And then it's obvious that you're hating on me because you're doing live streams, calling my phone, attacking and harassing me right after, coincidentally, right after I announced one of my. Why can't you just advertise what you're doing without attacking me? You can't do it. You've been doing this same thing for years. And here lately, you really been doing it a lot. And you are sadly mistaken. You do not have the right to dictate to people what they're going to do. I know that a lot of y'all are in the South. That this is one of the reasons why I'm getting out of the South, because I think that a lot of you are very, very um, delusional. And I spoke to Santa Marta about it. You want to treat other black people like they're slaves for some reason. You want to call down who's worthy of marriage and who's worthy of this and that. You do not have the authority to do that. And this is the reason why all of you are under attack by my spirits. Why did you think that being in a group was going to help you? It's not about the police coming to that person's house. It's not about that. That's the police. They're just trying to bring the peace. I spoke with the officer. Okay. So that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the turmoil that y'all are feeling inside and the actual fear that you're feeling. You're bringing that on yourself. Not only are you attacking an innocent woman, you're attacking innocent children, you're attacking innocent babies. You've been trying to attack my pregnant daughter, which is ridiculous. And you should know, if you had any connection with spirit, you should know that pregnant women are surrounded by protection already. And that baby is always blessed and very, very healthy. And I'm trying to get home so that I can rub her. My daughter got a big old round belly, look like a foot, but like a basketball, like a beach ball. She's so beautiful and pregnant, and that's all I'm trying to do. And you're online every day or either at your homes trying to keep me here. And then all of you in unison are screaming, just leave. Like I'm your wife that you're saying, leave then, leave then. It's like, do you not see how crazy you look? That looks crazy. To the rest of the world, you look like you're insane. Doesn't matter how many people you have doing it. Doesn't matter what they said. All that matters is that you look crazy. You should have stopped talking about me months ago, years ago. Nobody else on the internet is doing what you people are doing. And I know y'all think that that makes you special and unique, but no, it's just not normal. It's not useful behavior. It hasn't been useful to anybody. It hasn't served anybody. It has not served you whatsoever. Then, on top of it, you're trying to practice witchcraft one day and then on Sunday. And when it comes to witchcraft, you can't do that because witchcraft has been absolutely forbidden from practice. You're not supposed to be practicing those things. So what are you, just a Christian on Sunday? Then you probably, more than likely, I know you're not tithing no church either. So you the one that's making the mistakes. Why are you crying to Jamila? I didn't give birth to Jesus. I'm not his mama. Who do they call that lady? Is it Fatima, Jesus's mama, or somebody? They got several different versions of her. I'm not Fatima, and I'm not God. Now, I will use the powers that the Most High gave to me to protect myself, but I'm not God. I'm a woman, and I'm definitely not a demon. So it seemed like some people are real delusional. And yeah, people can get very, very delusional. I've seen y'all get delusional, getting y'all delusions. I've seen people, period. I've seen people practice, and we've heard horror stories. This one girl was bouncing around, and all of a sudden she said her sons were demons, and she murdered her children saying that they were demons. That's comparable to y'all. So I guess the first 12 years of Jacob's life, I guess Jacob was what are you trying to say? My son is some kind of demon or something? No, he's not. He's an innocent little boy. And this is what made all of y'all look crazy. And then y'all trying to bring about this false judgment. It's false. Every day. Every day you're trying to bring about this judgment against me that is completely false. Why don't you just move on with your life? Go talk to your God about that. Don't talk to Jamila. Don't talk about Jamila. Jamila is not the problem. Jamila has the right to defend herself and her family. And when I got 10, 20 people with a whole host of people, crazy misogynistic men, psychopaths, y'all getting everybody involved with this, I'm going to defend myself. I told you that. I don't know why y'all thought from the beginning that you was going to get away with that. And you thought that I was just a sitting duck, didn't you? You thought I was a sitting duck, and you thought that's what you thought, but you were wrong. You thought wrong. You better believe that there's going to be protection that's put into place for somebody that was in my position dealing with you people. Coming after me like a lynch mob or something. No, no. And ain't none of your spells, ain't none of that crap gonna work. It's just gonna backfire on you. We'll be sitting over here peacefully eating dinner or doing something, or I'll be doing a reading. I was literally in the middle of doing a reading a few days ago, and my phone just ringing back to back, and people leaving voice messages. We'll be sitting over here peaceful and serene, just living our life, and then here y'all come. That's literally how the internet feels whenever y'all come on here. Do y'all really believe the spiritual community does not really like y'all here? Y'all presence is not wanted here because all y'all do is bring in a bunch of chaos. People are trying to escape the chaos. Nobody wants the chaos. People want order out of that chaos. And y'all been going and going and going for 10 years trying to tell somebody what to do like y'all got any authority over anybody else. Y'all don't have an authority over anybody else. You don't. People are trying to figure this out. And I'm the voice for those people. Don't kill. You can't kill the messenger over here because I'm also a witch. And at any time, I can conjure my spirits at any time that I want. And it's really disgraceful. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way that y'all represent black men online with this abusive language and stuff, nobody likes you. Nobody. Except for the people that it may be a few far in between people that actually deal with y'all, but otherwise nobody else likes you. They don't. They are absolutely disgusted. No woman should be spoken to that way. No woman should be talked to that way. Nobody should be treated that way. Your standard of the way that you treat women and the way you talk about children is not everybody else's standard. It's not acceptable and it never will be. Hmm. I feel so good, y'all. And it's sad that you're using me to spread negativity to people. I've warned people about that. What y'all do is y'all use a person, people that are sitting there watching you that are curious about it, people that are sitting there watching you, you're sending negativity to them. I didn't watch any of that stuff. I went and I heard for 5 minutes somebody that was delusional trying to say that I was trying to form a relationship with her man when I'm literally leaving Georgia, leaving Georgia. I'm leaving the state of Georgia. Why I'm still here is inconsequential to you. It has nothing to do with you, and it ain't your business. All you got to know is that I'm not coming towards you. I don't call you. In fact, y'all have been calling me. That is a fact. Y'all been contacted. I'm like, why do these people keep calling me? And it's because y'all like the mayhem and the disgusting nature of that sector. Y'all like that crap. I don't like it at all. I've been disgusted. It's been absolutely disgusting. The crazy part about it is that while somebody was in the middle of committing a literal crime, the police showed up at their house. While they were in the middle of dropping revenge porn. Like y'all gonna surely, like, I don't know if it's, I think that and here's what's crazy. I would not be a darker skinned black woman hanging around a group of people that talks about dark skinned black women. The whole ain't Jemima thing. You ain't got no pride and self respect. That's disgusting. These people are insulting you. Why would you be in their chat room? And we know that you're in their chat room because you've been on their panels. They're sitting there telling you that you're an ugly black woman who's big and black and you're worthless and they don't like you, but yet you're in their chat room talking about me while these people insult you. Now make that make sense. So you're willing to insult yourself and to subjugate yourself just so that you think that you're getting at me? And even after I've made it perfectly clear that I want nothing to do with that person and me and that person, and every time I say, "Hey, you've been blocked since last year," he'll say, "I blocked you too," but that has nothing to do with it. You have been, this dude has kept coming back on this platform trying to get at me. Even people have witnessed him telling me to unblock him. I'm not going to speak to him. So what are you going to do? You going to force me? Like, it's very weird. Oh yeah, absolutely, but it's just the point that anybody would have to put up with that crap. What he's been told over and over again, and I'm not going to be discussing him anymore. And I think that what that officer is going to tell him is for him to stop talking about me as well, because I explained to the officer that me and my family are leaving town, and this guy has literally been trying to stop me from leaving town by harassing me on the internet, is what he has been trying to do. They have been hanging up underneath that boy, and they know how abusive and disgusting he is, and literally insulting them to their face, making fun of black women, making fun of darker, larger black women that are dark skinned, making fun of them. But yet you think that you got over on me by being in this person's chat room that I don't care about. And then, like, I guess the expectation is so lowered that I guess they don't believe it. I haven't seen this person in months. Don't want to. What, do you not believe that? In the meantime, he wants people to believe, even though it's not the truth. That's just like I when we were um staying in our, basically we were in a vacation home because we needed a vacation. Basically, we didn't go far, but we were basically trying to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we were on vacation. Yes. And it was a really, really good place that we were in. It was nice. Okay. He was trying to convince people on the internet that me and him were involved. He didn't even know where I was at. He had no access to me. Why is this man ready to go to jail just so that he can come to YouTube and claim a woman that doesn't that has nothing to do with him? So now we're dealing with the next level craziness at this point. Or are you kidding me? And I have the right to let the community know, no, I will have nothing to do with this person. I don't know what they're trying to do. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to do like some kind of um honestly I don't know. Whatever it is, it ain't gonna fly with Jamila, whatever it is, because we all know the reason why I initially stopped talking to that person. And I don't have to keep repeating it. And this has been going on over a year. The stalking is actually the next level. Stalking has been going on for well over a year, actually. When last year, when this person decided to say something very negative about my kid, wishing death on my children, that is when I walked away from this person. This person continued to harass and stalk me on the internet. I have repeatedly asked this person, I just so happened to be going through landlord problems. He's stalking me while I'm moving my stuff into storage. He was stalking me while I was doing that. A stalker is just a stalker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is to it. If you a stalker, you just a stalker. That's what you do. You stalk people. Stalked me at the extended stay that we were staying in. Recorded himself stalking me. Tried to claim that it was someone else that did it. And then I'm trying to think, what does he think, this is a game? It's not a game. I genuinely want nothing to do with you. I don't know I don't understand it. And I guess these people think that for the past 10 years that I've wanted to have something to do with it. I mean, ask him and look back at some of my old vlogs when I was dealing with him. I would always come on here and say, hey, listen, I don't want anything to do with that group. I am not dealing with him, because he kept making these false promises that, I now know was just bullcrap. He was just trying to fool me into thinking he was a normal person. He never intended on leaving that situation alone. And whether or not he leaves it alone or not, it was still meant for us to walk away from each other. It was never meant for us to even be connected to each other. That's the truth. And my friend of mine yesterday, he said, Jamila, he said, I know for a fact that he coerced you and pretty much bullied you into meeting up with him. And that is what happened. That is exactly what happened, because I was never interested in that person to begin with. We all sat and watched him literally hound me every single day for 6 years. And I finally said, you know what? I'll meet up with you. I had a weak moment and he continued that behavior. Yes, he's very dysfunctional. And I just, I realized that it's crazy. And you know what? Think about it. He thinks that he can get away with it because he's a black man. He thinks that black people are so dysfunctional that he's going to get away with it. This is what he thinks. This is what he thinks. He thinks that this is normal behavior that should come from a black man just because he's black. So these are the expectations that we're setting, the high expectations that we're expecting from a black man. What's wrong with him is that he's a narcissist, but he's also very delusional, is what's wrong with him. With all of them. It's not just him. It's a lot of them that are involved with that. And a lot of them are blaming me for their business failure. I would never give you power over me to fail my business. You could never fail Divine Services Apothecary, ever. But I think that what's happening is because one of them is always talking about astral travel and things of that nature. Her sight is off because she was in the chat room saying that we were all sleeping in the same bed. No, we're not sleeping in the same bed. These people are blind. They are crazy, and some of them are on drugs, is what I think. And obviously obsessed with me, grown people blaming me for their problems. That I don't have anything to do with your problems. I just know I'm not gonna let your negativity touch me. That's what I know, and my loved ones. You're not gonna be able to do it. So I think that what's happening is because this lady was always talking about how she would astral travel to people and da 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 da. And when I did that protection, she can't get to nothing. She's been blocked out and then also binded. So whatever, because I truly believe that she had real spiritual gifts. Not anymore. You can't use those spiritual gifts to come through spirit and try to touch on people and their kids. That's a way to get binded. The spirit will bind you. Why couldn't she just leave people's family alone? Why are these people stalking people's families? I don't get it. And I don't have anything to do with that. I'm a serious practitioner. I take what I do very seriously. And that's just what that is. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get a couple of more hours of sleep because I'm tired. I was actually over here sleeping very peacefully. um get myself off of here. All I know is that if you have an issue with somebody like that, because astral travel is very real, groups like that will learn how to do astral travel. They'll learn how to do things like that, and they'll use it for perverted reasons. That's very perverted way. That one lady, um, she was telling me years ago that she was coming in through spirit, that she was going and traveling to somebody else and having sex with her with a penis that had thorns on it. Like, I'm thinking, what the fucking hell? Who would even be thinking about stuff like that? And it's abnormal. But yet you're bragging about having a husband at home. Why didn't you make love to your husband? This is what I was wondering at that time. Why are you proclaiming that you're essentially spiritually graping people, women, other women, and you're a woman? Now, I acknowledge that this person may be into other women. She may be bisexual, which kind of would explain the obsession with me. I'm not bisexual. I've been bi-curious before, and it's not nothing that I'm not going to fight for that for myself personally, because it's not something that would satisfy me long term. So it's I and so but for me, when I lay down and go to bed at night, I'm thinking about the man that I love. Why? What's happening here? And it's extremely creepy knowing that I mistakenly allowed this man to take video of me, and she's looking at pornographic material of me. An older woman is looking at porn, revenge porn of me. I would how you know how many times I would want to look at revenge porn. I don't want to look at anybody's porn. I don't watch porn at all. Just to let y'all know, I don't watch any type of porn. Okay, and I'm not dissing people that watch porn. I'm not, because there's a lot of people that like and they enjoy porn. I just so happened to where when I found my north, that the porn was just not a part of my north. Okay, it just wasn't. So even if there was a sex tape out there, which there have been sex tapes of my adversaries that have been out there, I didn't watch it. And so I'm not a part of their apparent sex club. Is it a sex club? Y'all gotta, yeah, no, I'm not interested in that. No, thank you. And then I also know that they're into BDSM. So this is the reason why they like to, it's a turn on for them to try to subjugate me. My spirits are not playing that with y'all. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. So I'm not your play toy. That's, there's going to be serious repercussions, such as losing your businesses, losing your houses, losing your credibility. That's what you get along with that, because it's clear that that's what's been going on. Okay. And a lot of people are sitting back giving y'all the side eye, because what it looks like to me is that y'all more in the sex industry and not the spiritual industry. I was talking to my friend about this again. We spoke about this extensively, about how y'all are trying to integrate sex work with magic as if it comes a part of it, and it doesn't. Yes, a witch can be a sex worker and use that magic to protect herself. Absolutely. But for you to make it seem like it's all in one, and what is it, like our male clients, they have sex with us, with or our female clients having sex with us? No, they're coming to us with to get authentic healing. So this is the reason why I have made sure that I say that I am an authentic witch and shaman. I'm not up here, you call my phone, you talk to me on Zoom, you're getting a reading. You're not getting a sex show. There's no sex going on at all. And I think that that's very dangerous for y'all to do that at a time more than ever where people need authentic spiritual work. And I already know that y'all not receiving messages from spirit because y'all been so focused on having sex or watching people have sex or doing something to get yourself going. I don't know what y'all doing. I honestly, it's weird to me. It seems like y'all trying to satisfy y'all sexual needs. That's not a part of the craft. Yes, we do have sex magic. Yes, but sex work, that's not just inherently a part of the witches, they didn't run brothels. That wasn't created by witches. Okay, the field of sex work was not necessarily created by witchcraft. It's kind of like, you know what, it's so ridiculous what you people represent that I can't even articulate it and put it in correct words. I can't even articulate it. It's so weird. Yes, our creativity is in our womb. And yes, every single time I've done a ritual, I feel my Kundalini coming from my root going all the way up. Yeah. But I'm not having sex with a person, that I have sex with the man that I love. Why are y'all trying to spin this narrative that witches are just these whores? Because that's not the truth. And to all my whores out there, I'm not subjugating you, but y'all know and accept that there are some women that have and carry more chastity. They do. There are some witches that they're just like that. And nobody is, I'm not competing with a woman like that either. I'm not trying to compete with her. She's a woman and she does what she wants to do with her body, is the way I see it. As long as she don't do it with my man, we good. So why has it been this sex worker versus the non-sex worker? Then we're trying to integrate it somehow with witchcraft, and then we're also now at this, what I've noticed is throughout the years, some of y'all that have been connected to sex work have tried to project that to me, and I've never been a sex worker. That should be okay. Like, what is that, some kind of stripe that I earned? And so I'm trying to understand where this came from anyway. That's not a healthy way of looking at things. If you've been a sex worker before, okay, fine. And if you don't like the fact that you were involved with things like that, how is coming online and accusing somebody such as me? I've never been a criminal. I don't commit crimes like that anyway, because that's been criminalized. Prostitution is criminalized. And I just wouldn't do that with my body. It's okay for you to do it. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But why do you hate it so much that you're projecting it to other people? So it's been that too. And I've never said that I was any better than anybody, because I'm not. I've never said that. So I don't understand why I'm even having a conversation with you people anyway. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Years ago, in about 2013, when I ran into certain people, this was when I started to talk to people that were into sex work online. And for me, I am an extremely loving and accepting person. I don't discriminate against people, which looking back at it, I wish that I would have. Because what these people did was attach themselves to me, felt some type of way about me and who I was, began to stalk me, and then began to try to screw up my identity. And it was really a bunch of screwy crap going on and just a bunch of lies and a bunch of deception, as well as whoremongering men. I'm not involved with that lifestyle. And surely, if you were involved with that lifestyle, and if you want to get out of it, surely you know that it's very immoral for you to accuse someone of being that way. And I'm not saying it's anything wrong with you. I don't even understand you. I don't even understand where you're coming from, because I've never been groomed to be that way. I've never been in a situation like that, and I'm not going to start now. I worked before I started my business, I had jobs. What's wrong with that? And then, street people are so weird like that. Like, and yeah, I'm a nerd. I don't deal with stuff like that. I have never in my life been in a situation. I'm just now learning the lingo. And I'm trying to unlearn it, like the word simp. I had never heard that word in my life. Apparently, there's a difference between a simp and a pimp. A simp is somebody that simps for the prostitute, but then a pimp is somebody that I guess whoops her ass and tells her to go out there and make that money. See, I don't know anything about that. That's just like you got people on here making videos saying RIP to Pleasure P and all that stuff, and y'all running around here, with the coming at me, and I don't understand why I have been in competition with sex workers, and I still don't understand it because I've never claimed to be one of those. Excuse me. I personally, I mean, yeah, I hope that he's resting in peace. But I don't even know who Pleasure P is. I'm hearing all this Pleasure P and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know anything about that. No, it would not make me feel good about myself as a woman if men wanted to buy sex from me. No, it wouldn't. It would not. In fact, men know not to even approach me like that. I don't get approached like that, and I get hit on all the time. I don't get approached like that by men. Probably because I don't carry myself like that. So, but I walk around this earth knowing that it's okay to be me. I don't understand. It's kind of like almost like people are on autopilot with hating themselves and what they've done with their lives. I showed an old picture of myself where I was trying to model when I was younger. I showed those pictures, and I was told that because I was wearing lingerie, somebody posted on their wall. I'm not gonna say who, but but somebody posted on her wall. I told y'all she was a prostitute. Look at her in that lingerie. So whoa, wait a minute. So sex workers own lingerie. So if you're wearing lingerie or if you enjoy having sex, that means that you are a sex worker. No, that's not what that meant. Throughout the years, I have had my love affairs and I've wore lingerie for my men And never was it a $50 bill left on my table afterwards. I've only been with 6 men in my life. I think seven now. I'm sorry, seven. I've been with 7 men in my life. That's it. I haven't had a lot of sexual relationships, but you know what? Years ago, y'all, I saw because somebody would talk to my ex ex friend Tiffany on Messenger, and she sent him a message with photographs of both Aaron and Frankie. So I don't understand why Tiffany was trying to get him to attack Aaron. I don't understand why she was doing that. Like that just I would like I don't get it. But anyway, she sent him a message and he showed me the message. And Tiffany said she's only been with these 2 men, as if that was a problem. So when did this become backwards like this? So it's a bad thing that I only had a few sexual partners and that I wouldn't open up my body for a bunch of men. Like I asked him that, he said, "Yep, that's why I told you, yep. Yep." And this was when me and him was getting along, obviously. He was like, "I like the fact that you ain't been with that many men." Well, why would that be an expectation? No, of course not. So you gotta be a woman that's had hundreds of thousands of sexual partners, and that proves that you're somehow sexy. That means that you're a sexy, valuable woman because you've had sex with a whole bunch of men. Like that, again, that right there belongs, I guess, in the world of sex work. And I'm not against sex workers. Like, I'm like, it's very awkward. Y'all know I've had sex workers as clients. So I would never come on here and diss and degrade a sex worker. Why are you trying to diss and degrade me? Is the question. So I'm not trying to insult because yeah, I've had sex workers as clients before. And a sex worker is welcome to come to my company and get healing and protection services. Absolutely. I work with Santa Martha. Santa Martha protects sex workers as well. She does. Women that's especially the ones that I think that she's more so on the lines of the ones that because a lot of these women were groomed from a young age. And then some of them were even kidnapped at a very young age and groomed like that. So yeah, she will help you. So I'm not coming from a point of view of to dish you or degrade you. I'm not. And if that's something that you want to change about yourself, then you can. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have a problem with that being an aspect of your history, then you can change it. But coming to me saying, "Oh, Jamila, you're a prostitute too," and no, it's not the same. No, it's not. And neither is being married. I don't agree when y'all say that. Somebody being married is not the same. I would never want to marry a man that looks at marriage as prostitution. I would never do that. I wouldn't have a man in my life doing that. And if and if listen, if we in love, we are partners, we are together. Prostitution and sex work has nothing to do with that. Like I'm like literally like so I'm really not comfortable with that warped viewpoint of sex. And so that's something that I just don't deal with at all. I don't want my husband to ever regard me as as anything like that. Is that okay for me to feel that way? Yes, because that's not who I am. I wouldn't even have a conversation. My significant other, I've never had one conversation with him about anything like that. Never. Why? Because he knows that I'm not like that. I don't have any conversation with any man besides those jokers in that group, and I don't talk to them. But otherwise, in real life, as well as on the internet, I don't have conversations with men about sex and sex work. No. And you know what? I've spoken about this years ago, and it's almost like people want to challenge my spirits. There will never be a day where I have to sell it to put food on the table. Those of you that have done that, I gotta respect that. But it's just not gonna be me, because my spirits are not gonna have it. And this is one of the reasons why I gotta get out of the state of Georgia. It's a lot of that going on. Listen, I would rather go and shop for clothes for my family at Walmart and vintage thrift stores. Yes, I would, than to be out there selling my body. It's not worth it. To me, it's not. Okay. I'd rather work for what I have, and that's just what it is. Listen. So that's me. But why are you trying to draw the line? Why are you trying to make me an enemy of women by drawing this conclusion? It's not a rite of passage for a woman to sell her body. Is that what it is in Georgia? Is that what it is? Because that's one of the reasons why I'm leaving, because I don't have nothing to do with that. That's one of the reasons why I want to get out of here, because it's too much of that going on down here in Georgia. And it's very different. The culture in Georgia was really very traumatic for me, because I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Right. And it's not that there's not sex work going on down there, but it wasn't how I was raised, and you can't change it. So you can talk about my mother, you can talk about my father all you want. I like the way that my parents raised me. My grandmother, never. All of her and her sisters, they all had careers. My aunt that just recently passed away, the one that raised me, she's a retired nurse. My grandmother she worked in a managerial supervisor position at the United States Post Office for years. When my grandmother retired, she started a hair business in her basement. My mother, when my mother passed away, she was an employee of Apple. She worked from home. She also was a government employee for years. My mother also ran her own business, as she owned Scheherazade Dance Company. My mother was a belly dancer, and my mother would always, like, for years, it would really piss her off because people would try to compare belly dancers, which is a pretty much a Arabic dance style, to being a stripper. And my mother didn't like that, because it was not like that. Okay. Even when you look up the history, now, I'm not going to say that back in the day, or maybe even now, those men in those certain countries, Dubai, whatever, they got them women belly dancing, and some of them women is offering additional services. Hey, my mother was not about that. And when my parents split, My mother had two boyfriends after her and my father split, and that was spanning out over the, one of them, she just had a little brief affair with him, but then the other one was somebody that was in her life for years, and he was around the family a lot. So don't so my I just don't come from that type of, and moving down to Georgia is not going to change that. It's not. And you're not going to stigmatize me or lie on me or even treat me that way. And I feel that sex workers deserve to be mistreated? No, I don't. I feel like those men should appreciate them. First of all, a pimp, definitely. I can't stand pimps. No. But you should appreciate this woman that's willing to go out there and sell her body and give you the money. What are you beating her up for? What are you subjugating her for? To keep her self-esteem low, probably. Okay. And then also, I feel like those Tricks and Johns should appreciate that because they're providing you with sex. So why are you mistreating them? That doesn't make any sense. But guess who does feel that sex workers should be mistreated? The men that are obviously in that group. And I figured that out a long time ago, that y'all running around here trying to play po pimp. I don't want to ride in the backseat of your caddy and chop it up and do or die. I don't want to ride in the backseat of your caddy. I don't want my daughters in the backseat of your caddy. I don't want you trying to influence my sons. We have more opulence than that. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I'm saying that we're not a part of that. That's what I'm saying. If you a man that's running around here talking about my hoes is paying me, it's that Jamila, yeah, no, you got it mistaken. Now, as far as me assisting sex workers, hell yeah. I've had quite a few clients that I knew was into sex work. I don't judge you, sis. It's just that it ain't gonna be me. Yeah, I'm. Mm-mm. And you can't tell me, well, if you're not gonna participate in sex work, get a job. I run a business. So one of the sex workers, who I know is a sex worker because the dude told me that she was a sex worker, that her man took her to go strip at a nightclub. Okay, that's sex work too. Okay, it's just different. Okay, she's telling me, well, if you don't want to be a part of our sex club, then you can't come on here and advertise your spiritual services. She's gonna find out because she gonna get a brick to the forehead eventually, probably already is. You listen, hon, I'm talking about and I'm talking about spiritually. I'm not talking about actually busting her in the head with a brick like what I would like to do. These women are delusional. She's mad at me because I'm not into sex work. I don't have a man that's selling me for sex. I don't do things like that. And so, because I refuse and because I cursed them all, I cursed them for dropping revenge porn and trying to traffic revenge porn. So they're all cursed. Okay. So she's angry about that. And so she's gonna try to be in a chat room, and she thinks that I'm weak-minded like her, and she's gonna call me a bitch and a hoe, and I'm supposed to bow down for that and break, and she gonna tell me that I can't run my business. And I have no choice but to go get a job. Honey, you not running stuff like that. And see, the fact that you even try to do that is that my spirits will curse you, hun. That's where we at with this situation. I'm sorry. You deserve to be cursed. You need to learn a lesson. So anyway, that's the last word that I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, they need to move on. Move on, or I'm going, or else you just gonna keep being cursed. I don't know what y'all thought this was over here. You know, yeah, no. Everybody that I know has legitimate businesses and jobs. We don't do those kind of things. I didn't come from that. And you know what? If you did, I still love you. I don't hate you. I was celibate for 10 years. From the time I from not from the time I moved down here, but from the time I was in Kansas, I was celibate. And it ain't nothing wrong with celibacy. I could tell that I was dealing with people that may be in the sex industry because somebody tried to shame me for being celibate. So you're so so if a woman out in social media, let me just break this down for y'all real quick. A woman in social media tells a bunch of thirsty men that not only is she a lesbian, but she's celibate. First of all, you didn't take the hint that I wasn't interested in you. When a one sometimes women will tell men like you that they're a lesbian just so that you won't pursue them. Okay. Then a woman tells you I'm celibate. So instead of you accepting that, you're gonna start stalking her and trying to make her feel bad because she's not actively having sex. You can tell what kind of background and mentality some of these people come from. And I don't mesh with that. If we don't mesh, we just don't mesh. I ain't never heard of somebody trying to make somebody feel bad, probably because he wanted to have sex with me. You gonna make me feel bad because I'm celibate and I'm closing the door. And then from there, you're gonna sexually harass me and then trying to do spells on me because I can tell y'all that back when a lot of this first happened, even when you look at my channel there's a lot of old videos that I have set to private. I don't know why, but my throat was always very hoarse. If y'all notice that my voice has changed since then. And I believe that spell work was being done on me even back then to get me to open up sexually to these people. And see, me being a kind of like somebody that was new to the spiritual community online. I wasn't necessarily new to witchcraft, but I was new to the spiritual community online. You got to understand that you're somebody that knows spell work and you're hanging out with this group of people that facilitate prostitution and things of that nature, and you're doing spell work on people that and you're getting them to try to open up. Surely you didn't think that good karma was going to come with that, did you? You didn't think you were going to be blessed after doing that, did you? Because I honestly believe that the reason why I met up with old boy was because somebody was casting something. It took 6 years. It took 6 years to get. Oh, no, I wouldn't want to be sitting around waiting on somebody for 6 years, but it took 6 years and it worked. So, me discovering that, knowing what you were doing, you were trying to get me to open up to this dude. You were trying to get me involved somehow in this sexual stuff that y'all got going on, this sex work and sex trafficking. Surely what you thought I wasn't coming back for you like a dark horse, honey. Because and the fact that you tried to use witchcraft to induct yourself into a person's life and to try to change their destiny like that, because I was telling a friend of mine that I was supposed to have met my significant other back in 2019. We were actually supposed to meet back in 2019. Our meeting was delayed by 5 years because of these people. Surely you don't think, like, you think everything's going to be okay? Instead of me running into my happiness, the both of us going through hell for 5 years trying to find each other for 5 years. You think you gonna get away with that? You think I'm gonna let you get away with that? Because we were supposed to meet in 2019. You think that that hasn't been the cause of the constant turmoil, which is why you keep coming to the internet? Why would you attack another witch with that? Do you really think that you can do work on another witch to where you're doing things like that and you think things are going to work out for you? Then after I met him and I told you who the man was to me, you continued instead of walking away. You people have a lot to pay for. That's a fact, and you can never get away from that. You understand me? That literally, that is exactly what happened. I gotta go. Instead of me spending the past 5 years happy with the man that I belong with, I've been dealing with this fraud, this abuser, this child abuser, this freaking disgusting person that did nothing but degraded me, nothing but tried to get me involved with a situation that I would never be involved with. Instead of being with the man that I'm supposed to be with, y'all took 5 years of and you didn't take 10 years because but at that point of 2019 was when I was supposed to meet him. And y'all kept doing stuff. Please believe that you gonna have to pay for that for those 5 years, which should lead you to the lesson. Stop coming on the internet, becoming obsessed with people that you don't know. Because at the end of the day, you people don't know me, do you? And whoever put you up to it, right? Because y'all tried to justify it by saying that y'all talked to one of my cousins or something who's jealous of me. Whoever put you up to it don't know me. I gotta go. This is disgusting. The most disgusting display that I've ever seen black people do. And you know what? Everybody is gonna remember y'all by that. And nobody trusts you. They're not gonna remember all the details. They just gonna know that they can't trust y'all. I gotta go. Everybody else have a good day. At this point, I'm gonna let you know right now. They are trying to distract. They've been a distraction. This is the reason why so many of you guys have been going through a lot of struggle. Make sure that y'all get in my group, and then I also have a money group coming up for the full moon too, so that we work on things in advance. We're already working with the full moon right now as far as with money and job manifestation, because one thing about that group of people is that they were calling up to people's jobs. They were having men call up to women's jobs to get them fired. Why were y'all doing that? To force those women into prostitution? Oh, Lilith is coming for y'all throat, and it ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Y'all were calling up to Tiffany's job because y'all were trying to force her into prostitution, while she was trying to do the same thing to me, though. Yeah. So yeah, y'all will winning winning will never be in your vocabulary. Trust me, you in a lot of trouble. And all you've been doing is avoiding the wrath of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. All right, y'all, I gotta go.